The Department of Housing and Urban Development guidelines consider renters are cost burden if they spend more than 30% of their income. What is your highest household bill? Yeah, mine too, rent. I researched online articles and also I've read the Tenants Protection Act of 2019, also known as AB 1482. This act is designed to prevent scandalous hikes in rent across California. My name is Melvina Johnson. I'm going to share how I believe the government can do more to limit rent increases. I'm going to also share on the rise of homelessness. I'm going to share how AB 1482 protects only a chosen few of California's and how housing limits block people from prospering. Case in point, homelessness has been a pandemic. Since last year, homelessness has excelled. Rent is extremely high. Once lived-in buildings are now empty. Tents are filling the streets and more people are without homes. The Greater Los Angeles homeless count results say that there are now 66,436 homeless. That's 12.7%. This comes from the LASA.org. Affordable housing for who? Affordable for who? Income limits. The income limits are what restrain. The income limits are set. So like affordable housing, they say are about, you have to have at least 30,000 to 40,000 annual income in order to qualify or be eligible for affordable housing. And I don't know how many people are in your household, but most households are either single mothers or single fathers. Not everyone has two-parent households. Like myself, I am a single mother of 5, and so before having a job, I struggled to even become eligible for the affordable housing or low-income housing. And then even getting on the Section 8 waiting list, that was like hard because the Section 8 waiting list was closed for a really long time. And all the waiting lists are long. So I'm on waiting list now, even though I'm in low-income housing. I'm able to be on waiting lists still, and those waiting lists are long. Every waiting list that I've called, they'll tell you like it's 6 months to a year, depending on what waiting list you call to get on. Looking at different government websites, the U.S. government defines affordable housing costs as 30% of household income, and the area median of income for each housing market. So depending on the area where you live determines whether you're eligible to be there. Section 8 and the wait, 10 years is the wait if you're able to get onto that waiting list. I've called and they tell you when you call that the wait will be 10 years, at least 10 years, and that's if the waiting list is open. Alana Simwells of The Atlantic, in an article she wrote in 2015, stated Section 8 was intended to escape poverty, but instead has trapped them in it. The government can do more about high rent in California. The Tenant Protection Act is limited, and it continues supporting those already sufficiently stable. AB 1482 states that single-family homes, condos, townhomes will be exempt, including duplexes with one unit occupied by the owner. Californians making minimum wage are victims to high rent rates. If you're paying more than 30%, If whoever's paying more than 30% of our income on rent, we are cost burdened. What then can be done? AB 1482 is a start. The government can create limits on units specifically, like let's say a one-bedroom apartment or a one-bedroom house at a specific square footage can be set at, like, can't be charged more than this amount of rent. Capping each unit creates order. The plan would be titled Freedom to be Housed. Homeowners would have the option of participating and but would still get no ability to raise their rent above the caps of the communities. And the government and the people would come together to agree on rental rates for specific properties. So like one bedrooms at 1,500 square feet couldn't be charged more than 1,500 or 1,000. Two bedrooms no more than 1,700. That's just an example. Owners adjusting, we would give owners time to adjust financially, and maybe offer the owners of the properties who are willing to join the new standards immediately, maybe a tax write-off or whatnot. California with less homelessness and less tents would be the solution. We would set limits and create true affordable housing. There would be more moving in, less tents on the streets. As long as rent rises, even if it is 2% per year, the homelessness will continue to rise as well. AB 1482 is not enough. Governments can do more. California is cost burden. The government can limit exact rent. Cost of living should be less of a burden.